I'm Rachel Bradley, and this is the Armageddon update. And this is a time of truth, a time of revelation, a time of brutal honesty. And I'm not talking about a global pandemic. I'm talking about the work it takes to make your woman look like Super Bowl J-Lo instead of Reservoir Dogs Steve Buscemi. Because underneath, gentlemen, we're all Steve Buscemi. And what you once thought was your pretty, pretty princess, after 2 weeks of quarantine, has turned into your sturdy, handsome Amish lumberjack with cheese dust fingers who is doctor shopping bottles of vodka from delivery services due to the one bottle limit. Week 1, the lash extensions started growing out, and so my peripheral vision kept seeing shadows that looked like ghosts. Every time I started talking, they would bounce up and down. It's gotten so bad, people, I'm being heckled by my own face. Seriously, my lashes look like tarantulas were running a train on my forehead. So I switched to strip lashes and adjusted day drinking to include 6 a.m. to noon because that's nighttime in China. I have the Chinese drinking virus. Wuhan! By week 2, I had 3 remaining nails soldiering on from my last gel manicure. Of course, the middle fingers went first. Overuse. I decided I wouldn't cry anymore, and I bought my own polish and my own UV lamp. I just want to say to Ming Bai and Sun Qin Li, I miss you, and I get it now. But because of daylight savings drinking time, spring forward, toss a shot back, my hands were shaky, so I ended up painting the entire end of my fingers and calling it a day. I also can't get Botox, which hid my naturally resting bitch face, thanks Mom, before. Now, week 3, I'm having happy hour on House Party with friends, and they all have a skunk stripe down the middle of their heads. They can't even buy the bottle dye because we're not allowed to leave our homes. And besides, we've all lost the will to live. And we're all in stretchy pants because thanks to COVID, we all dress like the morbidly obese rascal writing lady at Walmart who's buying the Inquirer and off-brand cheese puffs. Cheese puffs. I tried to put on jeans this week. They were so tight, I could feel my heartbeat in my own head. And because I'm a Native American, I could feel the alcohol delivery driver in my feet. Oh, Tito's gluten-free. It's being delivered. I must get mixers and go now. So, here we are, week 4, and I've adjusted. No lashes, crackhead nails, and I can't get rid of my baby weight. And I never had a baby. Well, except for the husband I'm locked in the house with. So I'll be fine as long as I never have to leave my house again, because I'm starting to like this. I see you flannel lesbians in Portland. And to be clear, it's not that I'm refusing to cut my toenails. The apocalypse is coming, and I'm growing swords. I'm Rachel Bradley, and this is the Armageddon update.
Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast, week 4 of quarantine. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
She's chewing right now. And also, the one and only Highlander.
There can be only one.
There can be only one. So, got a lot of crap, generally, for the last Armageddon update from the Trumpers. They don't seem to deal with truth well.
It's also what you titled it.
That is true.
They didn't even watch it.
No, they just started commenting before I even got to it.
You should say Trump blows unicorn farts out of his butthole, and everyone would click like and say it was amazing because they're not going to watch it.
Except for
it'll just be Trump 2020. As soon as they see it, that's it.
Yep.
There's no real commenting.
I worked on a design for T-shirts that said that say "Vote Guillotine 2020," and then I found a good graphic of a guillotine on it on the poster. We're going to put those out. If you guys want to get a T-shirt, "Vote Guillotine 2020," and on the back of the shirt it says, "It's time to cut the shit."
These are the same people that are downplaying the coronavirus, that are saying Trump 2020, and
it's so funny, man. So here's what I don't quite understand. I got in a big argument with my brother Dave last night about it, and I think I'm done talking to him. He started talking about how I'm done with stupid. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Stupid takes up a lot of time, and it causes stress because if you know the facts, you're talking to these people, and you're like, dude, did you even watch what happened?
Right.
Did you spend 5 minutes to look up the facts on this?
Yep.
And they just go, oh, come on, man, it's all bullshit media.
It's impossible to talk and negotiate and have a conversation with someone who's not going to get the nuance of the situation or
the
comprehend
facts. Screw
it.
nuance, just the straight up fact.
And I don't know if it's they're just trying to ignore it, or they don't understand it, or they don't want to hear it, or whatever.
Or they don't want to feel dumb because they voted for the guy?
I guess.
Because I've done stuff in my life where I made a mistake, judgment, and my TV show, I called everybody in the room and apologized to them. After it was already canceled, I still did it. You clean it up. You admit your mistakes. I think it didn't help, by the way, at all. Yeah. I just want to point out.
But these are, okay. These are
buttholes.
groups.
Did he say buttholes?
He did. He said it.
I say butthole? I meant it. It was a Freudian slip.
They're buttholes? Yes.
Okay.
These fucking buttholes.
There you go.
It's repeated. The same people that are downplaying the coronavirus were arguing Me Too. We're arguing against Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. We're arguing Black Lives Matter.
Muslims need to be banned. Mexicans are rapists. We need a wall.
Right.
Yeah.
I was having an argument. I have conservative people in my family and liberals in my family, and I'm not going to name names. You know who you are.
Michael, Uncle Mike.
Right. And I was arguing about. I think it was Betsy DeVos, whatever her name is.
The education secretary who doesn't believe in education?
Yeah, she was trying to cut the funding to after school programs.
Right.
And to save money. However, we know that if you cut the after school programs, that it leads to more expenses in
crime, bail,
the whole
lawyers,
criminal justice system,
makes
cops, money. Gangs, more like
right.
So it didn't make any sense.
Well, everybody he has on, I was just reading an article today. They were talking about how he has brought a bunch of people in that actually have no background whatsoever in the job they got.
Correct.
What they do have in common is
cleaning the swamp.
Yeah, they all donated at least $1 million to his campaign.
Don't touch my microphone.
I did. I touched it. I didn't social
COVID,
distance.
bro. You do not ever social distance, ever.
I do too. Not with you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, you're my wife. All right. And I'm not, I know.
I'm trying to use that as a wedge.
What are you doing?
Yeah. How are you?
Good morning.
Speaking of that, guys, so there was the Japanese or Chinese, there was a video on, and they did a research lab against a black wall. They did 2 Asian guys sneezing, coughing, and then talking. And they had 1,000 lasers pointed in a grid to where they coughed. And so the lasers against the black wall would pick up all the droplets.
Yeah.
I watched it. We walk around in a constant fog of disease.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you get that? If you're coughing out loud into the world, fuck you. You're killing people.
Yeah.
I looked at it. I was like, I now cough in my shirt. And every time I cough in my shirt, I think, oh my God, I've stopped the plague. It's now in my shirt.
Speaking of dumb,
but I've stopped the plague.
I'm still seeing people coughing. Just the other day, coughing right into his hand. Walking outside, no mask, nothing. Just like nothing's going on. Right into his hand.
Do you think
at least get the elbow going?
Who it's taking out, how it's taking people out, how it comes back, how it turns hard. Mm-hmm. I think it almost like
how it jumps species.
Species, yeah. We have dogs dying and tigers now.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at it, it's almost like a checklist of who rich people want to die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, African American. They talked about today in the press conference. Yep.
African Americans are like 30 or 13% of the.
I want to be very clear. I don't.
No. But African Americans are having problems. They're having.
It's because
like
of Dr. Fauci said today. It's because of the typical pre-existing conditions that disproportionately affect minority communities, like asthma. It was a whole list. Obesity,
which all has to be based in economics.
Of course, yeah. Those are the pre-existing conditions that make you more vulnerable to coronavirus.
So if you have any kind of health issues, a buddy of mine, Rick Vale, on the East Coast, just found.
Can you say that?
Yeah, I can say Rick.
Okay.
I violated a HIPAA law. He sent me something. He's getting tested because he's having symptoms, and he said it knocked me. He said, and Rick's a big guy, knocked him on his ass. He said he goes this. He actually wrote me a letter like he might die. He wrote me a letter saying, I just want you to know that the test is coming back today. If I don't talk to you, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Like he's heavy. He's got a little bit of weight on him. Not a big workout guy.
Got the beaties.
I love him, huh?
He's got the beaties.
With the beaties.
No, diabetes.
No, he don't. The boy don't got the sugar.
Rick has been listening to the podcast for a long time, and so Rick, we're praying for you.
Yeah, Rick, man, we want you to be okay, bro.
After he just insulted you several times as I stared at him
sorry.
trying to get him
to
to
his face.
stop.
I do a sit-up. Do a sit-up. Run a mile.
I was like,
But my buddy Billy, I mean, there's people that if you have any underlying health problem, Billy said it. If you have any underlying health problem, be very careful with this thing. Mm-hmm. Diabetes, asthma.
You have a family history of heart problems.
I do. Right. I have a family history of heart problems. I've had bronchitis for the first maybe 12 years of my life.
I also have a family history of bitchiness. I got that, honestly.
That's an overlying condition.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's just
Thank you. Appreciate
everything
that.
beyond that is an underlying condition.
It's not covert. It's out there.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah. What are you laughing at? Everyone's going, what is he laughing at?
Because I am the recipient of it.
You're welcome. He actually just after the Armageddon update, because I said, I screwed up the resting bitch face because I was thinking about something else. I didn't even do it right. And he did it to me to show me. And I go, how are you going to do that when and he said, because I'm on the receiving end of it all the time. And I thought,
I've seen it all. I said, I've seen it a lot more than you have.
Right.
You're inside it. I watch it.
I'm not going to lie. When you did it, I felt a little bit of pride well up. I was like, wow, I'm handling shit at home. Yep.
That's stage presence.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That makes me laugh. Good Armageddon update, by the way. I'm glad. So we've now done this top podcast about 10 years now. She's done 6.
Here he goes.
I'm done.
Go on.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 6. You've done 6.
It was supposed to be once a month.
No, it was never supposed to be.
Yeah, we agreed. We agreed once a month.
I was asleep when he agreed that.
Oh.
And it was contingent on it being
she was
called
asleep.
the Bradley podcast.
I thought it was resting bitch face, but she was asleep. I thought it was this.
Bitch was resting. I watched part of the press conference today before I came, and then I turned it off because I can't. I'm amazed and cannot get past his inability to use the English language properly. English major, it makes me insane. Like all else aside, yes, he's killing.
He picks 4 words
and
sticks to those 4.
And also, you don't need to modify words that are already strongly descriptive words, you know.
Very,
very, very, very, very incredible. Today he said very, very, very large, very huge, tremendous
incredible
feeling of hope. What? Either you feel hope or you don't. It's not like I can't.
Like he's trying to convey that I really understand the situation.
There's no
I'm
low
the best
level.
at understanding what's going on.
And if he says one more time, nobody's ever seen it before.
Oh,
like you've never seen. We've never seen. Nobody's
People
ever
are
seen.
saying
they're saying
about everything.
Yeah.
Within the first 5 minutes, he said that the tests were like nobody had ever seen before. He said
they're supposed to have 4 million by the last Friday.
Then he said, by the way, most in the world, biggest in the world. And I'm thinking, well, we have a bigger population than most other. He said, what was he? He said, what's the phrase that they keep using? Stay home, stay, whatever it is. It's his little catchphrase, something like that. And he goes, which is a phrase nobody's ever heard before. Yeah, actually just heard it this past week. It's a new phrase.
But he said that there was something he said. There was some interview he did like a year and a half ago where he said something like that. He was like the stock market. It was a common phrase that everybody uses since we were fetuses, and he was like, no one's ever said that. I believe I made that up.
He said that he made that phrase up today, and I'm just like, my favorite, national emergency. 2 very big words.
2 very big words.
He said, I'm declaring a national emergency. Those are 2 very big words.
No,
not
they're
really.
Actually
Everybody
really
uses
not.
them.
Onomatopoeia, that's a big word. I like that word. No? English major? Nobody? Okay.
Hydrochloroquine, he seems to know very well.
Interesting.
Do you know why he knows the word hydrochloroquine?
Yes, I do.
Oh, why?
because he has a financial
stake in the French
vested
company.
Interest.
He has a financial stake in the French company.
And Novartis, who owns it, actually lobbied with Michael Cohen $1.2 million for access to the president.
They turned it down, but they gave the money to Rudy Giuliani. We found out that Rudy Giuliani got the kickback from that company. Couldn't give it directly.
So that's why he recommended it. That's why he brought it up. That's why he brought it up.
He brings it up like okay, Ivanka's getting married or something. Like he's telling everybody they're just getting married. Every day,
as I was pulling out of the house, he said someone asked him. He was really kind of getting nailed to the wall by reporters about that memo that what's his name wrote.
His advisor. Yeah.
And he said over and over, this is the one that said that he was advised in January about this pandemic. And he said over and over, I never saw the memo, haven't seen it, still haven't seen it. I heard about it today, maybe yesterday, maybe the day before, but I still haven't seen it. Then later she kept asking him and he goes, oh, it was he did. They said, have you lost faith in him? And he goes, no, he wrote a very nice, well-worded memo. He did a very good job. He's a smart man. Not that I've seen it. I haven't seen the memo. Maybe I will today. Maybe I won't. And I was like,
almost got him.
But then he also said, they said, well, what do you think about the side effects of this drug? And he goes, side effects? Please. People are dying everywhere, and you're talking about side effects.
Yeah,
and
one of the side effects of the drug is people dying.
I know.
So I just want to point that out. That the guy that tried it died, and his wife went into intensive care. So I think we need to actually.
Well, that's not fair because those people used like fish aquarium.
It was fish aquarium stuff, hydrochloroquine. That's true. They drank fish. Yeah, and by the way, that's what I think. So let's go back to: is the virus? If you go down the list, if it was a manufactured virus, they just checked off people. Okay, let's get rid of poor minorities. Let's get rid of very stupid people.
Old.
Let's get rid of all the elderly that are costing. Let's get rid of the sick. Underlying conditions because they're sick. They're costing us money.
Men,
a lot of men are going down because leave women for these other fat old. All that's going to be left is old rich white men who are flabby and disgusting.
Wait. What was the second
rich
word? Oh, okay.
You good?
All right, it's fine.
Okay.
You tried to go fast, and your brain just went.
Hold on.
So I'm tired of talking about.
I don't want to say.
Tired of talking about Trump. You did want to say that.
I did. It felt better. I feel lighter.
So last night I downloaded House Party. If you guys haven't downloaded this app yet, I put it on my computer because so as long as we're friends, if I'm in a house party, you can just pop in to the house party. So last night a girl I didn't even know, but she was friends with my friend Jen, just showed up in our chat. It was pretty cool, and it splits the screen.
Yeah.
But I had a great house party quarantine call last night. It was supposed to be just a happy hour, vodka soda hour, that turned into he came home in the middle of it. One of my friends started the call in her underpants. We're not naming names.
Nope.
At one point she was smoking weed off of a candle.
Yep.
Dancing in a sequin jacket and underpants to Michael Jackson's Jam.
Screaming boogie. Screaming boogie.
Boogie down.
Boogie down. She was screaming boogie down. She was.
So I'm just saying, what are you doing to get through the quarantine isolation?
We also
time?
had another talk with a couple of our friends, two other couples
the night before.
And we did it on Zoom.
That was a little more civilized.
Civilized and awesome. No one was in their underpants.
No.
I'm not sure everybody was wearing underpants.
Zoom is for business-minded people. House Party is for people in sequin jackets in their underpants.
And Kid and Play, yes.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were talking about. Like you downloaded that movie.
Oh,
House Party, but I couldn't play. I was like,
I used to work with him. I worked with Chris Reed, he was Kid. I worked with him for years and years and years when I was running the clubs. Yeah. And you know what would make people crazy? We would go out in public. I would take him to the mall or whatever. And everyone, it was clearly Kid, right? And everyone would say to do the dance. Do you remember the dance?
Yeah.
Wouldn't say any of the phrases, wouldn't do the dance, would get mad when people would ask him. And then you could see he was over it, but you could see people were like kind of offended by that.
Did he still have the hair?
No, short hair, but
so that should have been the signal. Like,
Do you want to hear
the?
It still doesn't matter though. It's like something. Here's the problem. I never understand when people who get famous, something that like some people go, "Hey, how's it going, wussy?" That was from Titus 20 years ago. I don't go, "Hey, fucker, don't call me wussy."
Okay,
it's like
Okay, but what if it's something that maybe was kind of cheesy that you look back on like, like what if someone constantly asked you to repeat your line from Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
What you do is this: you go.
What was your line?
You go. You repeat it. I go. You do it. By the way, dance. Let me see what you guys got. No, I know the dance. Let me see what you guys got. You do it like that. You don't make.
What was your line in Killer Clowns? Do you remember?
Cops.
That was it.
I said the first line was cops, and I think I have to mouth asshole, and then in the second part of it, and the thing I'm like, wow, check this out. That's one of my other lines. And that's pretty much it.
That is
pretty much it. Thank you. Yeah. Just like I committed to the acting of it.
You really did.
We're not outside.
Fuck Trump.
And I could tell that you hated cops.
There's no comet going over. I actually just imagined a comet
wow,
going over.
You're amazing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of training.
Acting.
A lot of training.
I could feel how much you hated the cops too. It was really.
The naval guy that got fired, Captain Crozier, who we talked about last week, got fired.
He talked about him today.
Maudley. Yes, Maudley. I guess they're going to fire him now, the acting, for going off.
He's already gone.
Oh, he already got rid of him. They got someone new now.
Yes, they've already got someone else.
Resigned.
He resigned. Trump went on and on about the first guy, Crozier.
Instead
of saying,
he made a mistake. He was having a bad day.
You should never, he said you should never write letters.
You should never write letters.
Very long
let people
letter.
know how bad we're fucking up. I'm paraphrasing.
And we're looking into how the letter got out, but it got out to the media. So he wasn't nice about him.
So the truth got it. So the truth got out to the media. And honestly, it's incredible when the truth gets out because it usually destroys my entire day.
What is this thing?
I don't know. He starts every sentence like
and
this.
then
I tell you what,
when he doesn't like someone, the
he's
finger
like pushing
goes,
you away, and then he's like, I'm going to try to get this information
But
here.
they go, it's miming. He mimes a box, which is, he's really good at it because his hands.
First of all,
it's me. You're just a picture. This is all reality
We
TV
should
for
get
me.
Tony Horton to make that video because Tony Horton was a mime. He's very good at the miming.
I would never take on Trump in Hokey Pokey, though. He's really...
He puts it in and he takes it out. He's really...
Yeah.
He really does. He said that the second guy, he thinks he had nothing to do with it, so he's not taking credit for that.
He plays four-dimensional hokey pokey.
He does, actually. He mimes hokey pokey without even singing it. But now, every time we have a press conference, could you do that? Could you do a little short video, just 10 seconds with the hokey pokey music?
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about.
Are we still doing? Do we still have last fart? We still have a first.
Yeah, we got Rambo.
Right. We got Rambo last fart. We got some
stuff.
We got a lot of projects going on. We got the song "Ride It Like a Cowboy."
We're on lockdown. We got nothing. Oh, Ride It Like a Cowboy. We have to put that music.
Yeah,
together.
we got to do something with that.
Okay, so what are you doing to get through this? Anything exciting or fun?
What am I? No, nothing exciting.
We get to tell the story. We could tell the story now. She moved out.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
All right. So
let's do it, everybody.
So guys, we've been kind of.
You don't get to tell it.
No. I'm going to set it up though.
He's leaving. He's stretching.
He's stretched out for it. Don't breathe on me again, Jesus.
Oh shit.
So we've been hinting about this story for a while. Every once in a while, you hear a story that's a rare story, something you don't hear a lot. And the Highlander had a wife, and they're getting divorced now.
It hasn't officially, but the separation has begun.
It's a separation now.
Yep.
Now let's go back a couple of years and figure out where the separation starts.
Is it 2 years?
And go.
It's 2017. In a world
where there can be only
of
one.
Deception and lies.
Where you think
one man.
You think it's one reality, but
one
it's
child.
Two vaginas.
Two women.
So what happened? So
thought.
So whenever you're in a relationship and things are going weird, you notice it's going weird, and then the other person acts like it's not weird, and you go, "This is not." I've been in relationships. This is fucking weird, and you knew that for years, right?
Yes. This is, I haven't really gone through this whole story in my mind to really tell anybody, but
He hasn't told anyone. In fact, we were the first people that he told, which I didn't realize you mentioned that.
And I was stunned.
Well, here's the thing. So when he started working with us, he told us, and then he said later, I haven't told anyone this. So you've been living with this for 2 years. Yeah. And then your first time on the podcast, he goes on and he's like, let me tell you what's happening with Ken Highland. And I was like, remember, I was like, no.
You had way more deer in headlights than he did. He was kind of like, I guess that's what we're doing now.
Yeah,
That's all like
all
about
right,
Ken.
well.
Ken's like, okay.
No. So, okay, go ahead.
So in my mind, I was thinking that the timing would be, okay, once some certain people in our circle, in our life, were told, then it's okay to tell
Correct.
the rest
Got
of
it.
the world.
Yeah.
So
He was married with a kid.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Yeah.
Very cute little boy.
Go.
Got married, let's see, let's go back. Got married, oh man, it's 15 years
He's
ago.
blocking it
15
out. 15
I'm
years?
trying to,
He's worried about trying to tell the story. He's like,
15 years?
2000.
Wow,
So-
my Southern came out. Did you hear that?
They were married-
15 years?
wait, that's not it. They were married 9, and this was all going on. So Ken was having like these weird, like it wasn't right. Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Okay, wait. How long ago?
Don't wait. Let's tell him the fucking story.
He's saying it, and I want to know when he was married. How long ago?
2007, well, not 15 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, so 13
Got
years
it.
ago. 13 years ago, got married. Okay. And we had, regular, relationship issues that I didn't think anything of it.
Not
right?
we know what he's talking about or what.
Especially now. Here.
I've learned some things in hindsight. Now all these things seem obvious, but
You asleep, me. Every night.
Just wake up. She's I'm just adjusting your pillow. Why are you holding it over my face?
Quarantine.
I told you I was adjusting it.
It's like when you have orange juice that's been pasteurized and then you eat the concentrate straight out of the little cardboard tubey thingy.
Yeah, it's still
right
frozen.
now you're straight out of the cardboard tubey thingy. You're just distilled. You're pure
right. So everybody
beauty
has
and
that
love
stuff.
and
Thank
light.
you.
Everybody has things that are, right, especially now. Let me fast forward to, let's see.
So you're together like 9 years. You're married like 9 years.
Yeah.
Had
So
a kid.
We had a child. When this was one of the turning points too, she at childbirth got an illness that was also another level of kind of cover, I guess you could say. That was
Another excuse.
Yes, like another.
Well, you have to admit, so she's like her immune system. Like right now, we like thoughts and
It's
prayers
serious,
out for.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
She can't get
She
this.
cannot.
Right,
if she gets
it's a
it,
lung thing.
Yeah.
Right.
she will be in the ICU.
Right.
Yeah.
She will be on a ventilator.
Yeah.
And it will be bad.
And we
Right.
don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, so I can't even feel my hands anymore. I'm going out. I'm barely going out. Mask, gloves. In here, it's like bleach everywhere.
Yep.
So she got this illness that was an onset type of. It's a lung illness, and she has to do like these treatments that take up a lot of time and things like that. And that just further sort of stopped the sex.
Right.
Stopped
Oh,
all
you
this
mean another
intimacy.
cover like
It was another thing.
I don't
that
feel
was
that
like,
we
I'm
can't have
sick.
sex. So there was
Yes.
always an excuse why they couldn't have sex.
and
always.
she had just had a baby.
yes.
Right.
So right before we.
So
got-
you hadn't been together very
Let's-
long really before this started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
she started wearing flannel and a lot of and a lot of Crocs. Go ahead.
the hair kept getting shorter and
Continue.
shorter.
Yeah, continue. Posters of Rachel Maddow in the house. Keep going. I'm ready to hear the rest of this.
Yes, there's a.
I'm not sure where it's going to go, but
Yes.
I sense there's a turn.
So we had. I remember. Never forget this. We had a huge fight about when we were trying to get pregnant. And I was like, "Hey, how come you never initiate? How come you never initiate sex? This is the only time that you've ever done it." And we've been married at that point. We were married, 3 years or whatever. And it was a big fight. She got really offended. But looking back, it was like, well, that was true, because right before that, it was anytime we wanted to do like a big life decision, move in together, there would be more.
Sex would get better?
She would oblige.
She was on
more.
board.
She was on board a little bit. Like it would come up.
Right.
That's all I want is my woman to oblige. Because I live in the 30s in my head. Woman, you better oblige me. This hard-on ain't going away by itself.
That's 1830s.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
not nice. You just went 2 centuries
Sorry,
back.
I was late, boys. My woman obliged me.
With his club and dragging her in it.
You just turn into a guy on the prairie
old
and
Proctor.
the inner retard all at the same time. You did 2 characters.
He's timeless. He's timeless. I got obliged. Hey guys, let's get this obliging. It's pretty good.
Well, because I
I got an obliged job.
Oh gosh. An obliged job. Please let us not just skip past that. He's in rare form today.
Oh,
Why
boy.
does your knife make noises? My knife doesn't.
No, it's from Psycho. The music from Psycho.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So,
so
you're not having sex.
Yeah.
You're not being obliged.
Not being obliged. Well, because it was coming from me. It was always like, but I'm the guy, and I think
But this is a
females.
couple-
Can I at least
Years in.
oblige you? Can I at least
Yeah.
oblige you?
Yeah. Then the illness came on,
Yep.
and then it was kind of like, all right, well, I guess this is just going to be,
I'm a eunuch
I
now.
guess, whenever it's convenient.
Now
I
you're in
guess.
biblical times.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the only thing. That's
But
just
the
the most
obliging
obvious.
did drop to like a
Yeah.
level of 0 obliging.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
If I could chart it, it was like, okay, we're gonna move in together. Bloop,
It looked like the employment
buy a house.
Trump and
Bloop,
COVID.
Bang. Yep.
The obliging stopped.
The obliging went. Bloop.
Yeah.
It just flatlined. So it was literally like a sexless marriage.
Right.
Was
Got it.
after that.
It wasn't like a sexless marriage. It was a sexless marriage. Right?
It was.
Trying to make it sound
I
nicer.
know.
But
It's not her fault. It's not her. She just did. I'll keep going.
and that's the part of it is like when the realization came, I wasn't angry. I wasn't there was parts that I was angry about.
you still haven't told us what the reason was.
Okay, so all
Yeah,
right, so
I don't
2
get
years
it.
ago,
I have no idea what's happening.
2 years ago, right around Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
So it's very romantic.
A time of obliging.
Yes.
Yeah. A
Lots
time
of obliging
happy
going
obliging.
on. Yeah. And we had, at least on my part, I was pulling my hair out. That's why I have no hair. Trying to do things. What else? We did a cross country trip. Maybe we need to spend more time together. Maybe, just everything. I was trying everything.
Yeah, that always works. You already don't like me. Let's spend more time together. I tried this with my ex.
Locked in a car.
Didn't work at all.
Cross country. Perfect.
You know, we fight all the time. Let's get together and stay together 24/7. That'll work.
Yeah. Maybe that was the reason. Oh, shit.
So what happened?
So anyway, she things were weird, really leading up to that, and she came out of the closet to me and said, "I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship with a woman. I've been basically
Well,
I've been
see,
cheating
that
on
is
you."
her fault. That's cheating.
Whoa.
And not-
I didn't know this part.
Yes.
She was already in a relationship with somebody
Yeah.
that she'd been sleeping with for a while?
Yeah. All the signs were there. The other things like she,
the Rachel Maddow posters for one. That
Right?
Was
That a
one.
lot. Yeah.
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 I don't want to get into too many other like details about it because I don't want to be calling her out on it. We're still
Yeah, we're doing
friends
that.
and we're civil.
Yeah,
and,
we're doing that, though. You just said
He
you cheated on
is.
me.
Yeah. Okay, but that's a fact.
Right.
And I was. There was a mix of like shock, but I'm not shocked. It's hard to
Was
explain.
it like this? Was it like, oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
an idiot.
So
Oh.
when you told your son that you're divorcing, I do remember this. This was not
Yeah.
too long ago. Did you tell him everything?
No,
Okay.
we just said mommy and daddy sometimes adults
Got it.
grow,
You did
grow
the
apart.
regular divorce ruin
just
his
said-
life conversation
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my
The
parents
basic.
gave,
Yeah.
where my parents sat in the living room and went down a list of furniture, and my mom said, "Do you want that?" while my dad silently wept in the corner, and then she put yellow and pink Post-it notes on each piece of furniture on every floor, dependent color coding for who would get it. That was fun.
My dad blamed, for my dad's third divorce, he blamed me and my stepbrother and sister. Came in there and said, all right, guys, we're getting divorced. It's because of you kids. You guys can't seem to get along, so we're out. We were like 11.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
So-
oh, wow, I didn't realize I fucked up this bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay,
he felt sorry for
Oh,
you.
guys, me and the Highlander have the same background in so many ways.
yeah.
And like we like when you're not here, we tell stories about father stories that we that would curl your
Are
hair.
your parents alive?
Yeah, my mother's alive. Yeah.
Where is she?
She's East Coast.
Do you talk to your
Yeah.
mother? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I grew a relationship
So she
with my
came out
mom.
gay. So she basically, you were
Yep.
with this woman for 13 years.
Yep.
She didn't tell you she was gay.
Yep.
And then she was gay, and for a couple years before she told you, seeing somebody else.
Yes.
I think, yeah, by the way, the gay part I don't care about at all. Listen, a lot of society has a tendency to stop people from that, and especially if she was raised a certain way, biblically, whatever, people are going to say it's wrong, so you grow up with this wrong thing, so you do everything you can to avoid it, to not be that. That she cheated on you is that upsets me.
Yeah.
That upsets me a little bit. Just tell me you're gay. Just tell me you're gay.
I have a sense that it upset him too.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that you just told that story and we're talking about how upset he is.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
The Titus podcast.
He lived with her for years and fine with it.
He's not fine with it.
No,
He's
he wasn't
very
fine with it.
angry.
That is true.
It's seething beneath. That's the whole Krav Maga thing.
There's some seething. There's some seething.
He's
I'll tell you what.
biblically fasting. He's self-flagellating. I mean, look at him.
Biblically fasting?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So he's not happy about it.
All right.
And they just moved apart during coronavirus 2 Saturdays ago,
which
right?
was really easy to do and really convenient.
Not stressful at all.
Totally. You didn't have to touch
now
everything.
you're passing your son back and forth from household to household, and she's not being as careful as you are.
Yeah.
And you are more out of concern for her being he's even crazier than I am about this. He actually the reason why I decided that we could be within 6 feet of each other is he sent me this whole note about cross-contamination, took the gloves off, put that in, threw the box away so I didn't cross-contaminate in my car. The only thing I'm really concerned about is the bottom of our shoes. We're going to have to start bleaching the bottom of our shoes before and I was like, okay then.
Yeah, that's I think the Purell smoothies are a bit much. I'm not. They're
like
not tasty. Well, if you put enough Truvia enough Truvia in anything, it's okay. And my poop is coming out clear, which is weird. It's there, but it's clear. I don't understand.
And it smells like lemon.
It does.
Really, really weird.
You can wash your hands back again with it.
So here's the part that upsets me, and to anybody, we should have this conversation. If you're gay and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're gay and you know it, clap your hands.
I'm gay. If you're gay.
I'm a mo. So the point is this: if you know, come out, because there was like 13 years of your life that you spent with this person. That you were frustrated and upset, and at the end of the day, it's not her fault that she was gay. It's just you born that way.
When are you going to start dating again?
I was going to start dating.
Yeah.
Maybe about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks ago. And then something happened.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So you finally, because you told me,
Fuck, I'm not free.
Listen, this is what a nice guy is. Even though she was seeing someone and she was gay, he still wouldn't date out of respect for the kid and to her. Yep. And I didn't even think about that. So your coming out moment. And now there's a worldwide pandemic.
So I've been really upset that we bought the house in January and then all hell break loose and we can't work. I can't work.
Yeah.
So we're all the money we saved up went into the house, and we're kind of like everybody. Guys, I know your story. We all have our stories are mildly different, but they're exactly the same. Our job stopped. We're all screwed, pretty much. And then I hear that, and I realize, oh no, you can't even sit with someone and talk about this because, oh my God.
Yeah, just going to hang in there. I guess one more year. Fuck it.
Thank you. I feel so much better about myself and my situation. I mean, you're fucked, but I feel
That's good.
So you were married for a long time.
I got a friend who likes to dance in her underpants and a sequin jacket on house party.
You got married, stayed together with someone who is gay. They were seeing someone else. It's like this. What bothers me the most about it is that all that time that got wasted, and you and I have had a couple talks where you're quite frustrated. That's how I feel about my ex too. It's like she was embezzling and all this other stuff, and I wish I'd have just known. Just come out and tell me.
So you didn't waste part of your life.
I didn't waste a decade. I wasted a decade. I wouldn't have found you though. I
always think that too. Is that all of that led you to be where you get to now? Like. I was going to say led you to where you are now, but I'm like, no. Where you're going to get that you really like.
The good place.
The good part is it's coming, and you wouldn't have gotten there without this, and you have Wyatt, who's awesome. So
yeah, for sure. He's my world.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I mean, I know every parent is like a doting parent.
No, you're really dedicated.
What was the moment when you were like, because we all have those crashing moments when things happen, like when someone tells you bad news, your brain especially big news like that. That's big news.
Yeah.
Like when something bad's happened, a family member dies, something, out of the blue, your brain doesn't accept it really right away.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did it take you to absorb it? Or where's the moment where you just finally lost your shit? What did you do? Or you haven't lost your shit yet?
I haven't.
Oh, good. I love that
No,
he's
it's
repressed and he
coming
works
up.
for
That's
us.
what I'm
I
saying.
know.
It's inside.
No, it's more like, yes, when she told me there was a cold shiver up my spine of like, oh shit, of course, okay. Like your upbringing, I had a traumatic childhood.
So you're used to it.
I'm used to,
Yep.
I can take bad news and I can just be like, okay, this is my reality now.
Does good news give you anxiety? Sometimes when things go really well?
I go, okay, what's the bad one's coming?
Oh, yeah,
He
I'm like,
does that.
oh, I'm like, oh, okay.
I know-
This can only go wrong.
I know
No,
the cycle.
it's fine. We're doing great. But after this,
It
Yeah,
makes
like,
me
I know the cycle.
crazy. I'm always like, why can't we just enjoy this really great moment? And he's like, nope, because this means
I'm going to be depressed now. So when the bad news happens, I don't have to change. Yeah, I'm just going to be like, yeah, see, everything's great. It's awesome. Everything sucks. It's awesome. See? Perfect.
Yeah,
Exactly the same dude.
Yeah.
poor little Titus.
Blame our parents.
I want to go back and hug that little boy so much.
Yeah.
Tell him it's going to be okay. Not for about 40 years, but it's
Yeah.
going to be okay.
It's going to
yeah.
take a while. You're going to suffer and be in pain a very long time.
But you're going to write a lot of jokes about
There
it.
you go.
Yay.
You're going to help others feel better about their nightmare.
I mean,
Yes.
we're putting up Titus now. It's such a great example of you made the fuck out of some lemons.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
By the way, people, if you want to go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube, we have been snaking up the episodes of the Titus Show, and they're putting them in order, the order that they're supposed to be in. So go watch them. Also, I have 4 comedy specials up, 4 90-minute specials up right now for free. Just go watch them. We're going to be doing something. I'm going to make this announcement now. On May 2nd, we are going to do film here in the Combustion Film Studio, Carrying Monsters, and we're going to put it out on streaming worldwide. We're going to have a few people here so I can get the timing right. They will be masked. They will be checked by a medical professional. We are going to bleach the floors. Everybody, you either will have to have it or be quarantined for 21, have it and over it for 21 days. And we're going to do a show. So you'll be able to do it. You go to ChristopherTitus.com for some backup on that. It's going to cost $10. 30% of everything we make is going to charities that are either helping the homeless, helping some of the wait staff and some of the clubs that we've worked in, and anybody who really we all got screwed. Certain people got screwed worse. We're going to help those people with it. So it's $10. Get all your quarantine buddies together and watch it.
Not together.
Well, if they're with you. Like you and I
Yes.
could watch it together.
Yes.
May 2nd, Saturday night, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock East Coast. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. It's the next couple of days. We'll have it up. All right?
Can you zoom in on my face and zoom
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
And go,
It's just going to be... What's the problem with it? What's the problem?
It was my idea.
And then the second I said, I'm on this idea, she's like, don't do this idea. What?
I didn't mean right away, and I don't know if you know this, but after I said it to him, he came down and he goes, I think that's a good idea 2 weeks from now. And I was like, what? Because that's supposed to be the worst time of all of this. And I didn't mean right, and I meant we could...
Eventually, yeah.
But
more than ever, don't you think people need it right now? Like, it'd be fun to watch a live performance, cut to the people with masks in the audience.
I think it would be really innovative, and could definitely cut
I
through
think
the
some guys
noise.
are doing it, but we're going to do it like a comedy
we have
special.
to be on
But in terms of like,
the downward side of this curve.
Yeah, well, that I figure by May 2nd, they'll be talking about it. Trump, by the way, just so you guys know, our president would open the country tomorrow. He's ready to do it now.
He's in his box.
Yeah,
He doesn't give a fuck.
Tomorrow we're opening the presidency. Everything's going to be open. Sandwiches. Spreading mayonnaise right now.
Can't stand it.
I think it's weird. So my brother and I'm going to tell this story.
By the way, before you tell that story, this podcast today was brought to you by Harry's.com.
Oh, thank God for Harry's.
Harry's is delivering. You can get everything that you need from them. You can send it to someone else who you know is kind of depressed during this quarantine situation. That's what I'm going to do. Because right now, they changed the deal again. This is my favorite deal. I'm just going to skip to it and then we can talk about it. New customers get $5 off a trial set at harrys.com/Titus. That comes with the 5-blade razor, the weighted handle, the foaming shave gel with aloe, and the travel cover. And you get it's so inexpensive anyway. $5 makes it nothing. You can ship that to someone. They get something. You hardly paid anything for it, and they get.
I think with the economic clusterfuck that this has become, Harry's is by far like the best deal you could extend somebody. By the way, people, it comes in this cool box. It's all set up, and also we're all. Ray and I noticed it. That do you notice that you're just like we're still coming to work, but we're like I'm letting it go a little bit. Look at this.
I wasn't kidding in the Armageddon update. There is a point where I started to think. Where I started to think.
Hi, welcome to quarantine week 4.
No.
It's so getting out of control, man.
It's out of control. Our dogs have gone from Rod Stewart to ZZ Top now.
Our dogs look like ZZ Top.
It's bad. But there is a point, like I said, where you start to adjust to it and you're like, you know what? I can live in sweatpants and no makeup forever. Why did I ever need to get lash extensions and have my nails done? I do just fine at home.
The pandemic turned us all into late night Walmart shoppers.
Yes.
We're just all walking the world.
There's going to be some realizations and some changes, I feel. Permanent, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what? Sweatpants is
I'm going
every other work day.
No, I'm going to go, man.
And also there's something in my brain that thinks, why would I ever go back to being dependent on something that makes me vulnerable in the middle of a pandemic? Because now we can be in the middle of a pandemic and have 3 eyelash extensions that are holding on. I don't want to be victim to Lash Guy Greg anymore. I'm saving money and I look like the New Year's baby.
It's really funny that all these end of the world movies, none of them have covered any of this.
No.
And all those movies, everybody still looks pretty decent. They get a little dirty at one point.
Right.
But that doesn't cost like all the women still, their eyelashes still look good. Their makeup still looks pretty good.
There's never a toilet paper mentioned.
There's never toilet paper shortage at all.
Toilet paper and paper towels, you can't get them.
Paper towels are weird. That's a weird one.
Anyway.
So after this, we'll just be like, doot.
Yeah.
All right.
So your point being that right now, Harry's is like the only grooming product that we're still using.
And also, I will say this. We've had a couple of days where I was just depressed about them. Look, man, I like to do comedy. I hate not working. It's bugging me. And I shaved yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay, I feel human again.
I feel better.
So order for it's like, guys, go to harrys.com /Titus, get the deal. Get some stuff, clean it up a little bit. Honestly, it'll change your mood. It may not be more than 2 days, but I guarantee it'll change your mood.
And they're doing 1% of all purchases. They use that money to provide access to better healthcare for men and veterans.
Yeah, good.
So that's pretty cool. So go to harrys.com /Titus. Join the millions of people who have already saving money. harrys.com /Titus.
Speaking of that, this thing kills men at a higher rate than women.
Everything does. Doesn't everything kill men?
No,
at a higher rate?
No.
Except for breast
in
cancer.
America, women are really winning everything here in America.
Men die of abortion. I will point that out. I will say that this is you're hearing like it's killing men, it's killing minorities, it's killing the sick, it's killing. What else is it killing? It's killing the old.
The tigers.
It's really weird, man. I mean,
tigers.
Did you guys hear this? It crossed species.
Yeah, there was a tiger.
Two
dogs, two dogs got it and died.
So the Tiger King gave it to them. Is that what?
Tiger King.
Tiger King has it.
Mm-hmm.
I think watching the Tiger King gave everybody the coronavirus. It is the worst thing I've ever seen on television. Ryan Fetus was here the other day working on Ray's special, and we were just, and he's watching it. He said to me, he goes, because I told him, I said, episode 6. I was like, no more episodes. I'm good. I don't need to see this.
He actually said that as it would go next episode at the bottom, he would just go, no.
Oh God, it's coming.
Because I could not watch it.
Yeah, like the.
And so Ryan said the same thing. He goes, man. He goes, I got to a place where I was just like, I don't want to watch any more of this. It's horrible.
What was the awful thing you had on last night? That actually rivaled the Tiger King.
There was a movie that it's a foreign movie called The Platform
on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it. Okay.
No.
It is a soul crushing. journey into humanity that you will be like, trust me, you're gonna halfway through you're gonna be like, I don't want to watch this anymore, and you won't be able to turn it off. I
actually got my iPad out and held it in front of the TV and read my book while I listened to the person being eaten scream. I actually had to ask him to turn it down because it was like just the sound of it was giving me anxiety.
You're a Hallmark person though. You're a Hallmark person.
Okay, look, to be fair, I was always a horror movie person. The first Saw. Oh, I love Shutter Island. I love Seven is my all-time favorite movie.
Right.
I like Fight Club. But after going through what I went through with my mom and actually seeing real life horror, I couldn't do it anymore. I just needed comfort, and Grandma, helped me navigate the world that is Hallmark. And because what I saw looked a lot like some things I saw in horror movies, I couldn't do it anymore, and I'm getting better. It's kind of eased a little bit. But even you said when this whole pandemic thing started, you just want to watch something nice. And so that's why.
So the platform, let me describe it. So I knew what it was when I first started. So basically, imagine this giant building with 150 levels, floors. Okay, so in the middle of each room, there's a giant square, bigger than this table except square, and they put all this food on it. And it starts at the top level. And the two people at the top level, they get to pick, and at the top of this building, there's a gourmet restaurant putting out cakes and pies and chickens and perfect, like the best food you could see. So the first people get their shot, then it goes level down, and it keeps dropping down to the bottom levels.
Only for so long. It stays at each floor.
Yeah, it stays on for 5 minutes, and then it drops. So you eat everything you can, and it goes next level. Well, the problem is that people up front, it's such a whoever wrote this was obviously pissed at society because the top people, they eat all the cakes and all the perfect, and they fuck it all up, and they send it to the second level, they get a little less.
Scraps,
by level 150, you got zero. You're eating bones. They're dying, and it was such a. I said that. I go, this is a parable of society. Blah blah blah. It's almost too obvious of a parable.
It's like literal, like with
it's not even parable. It's right
with cannibalism.
And at one point, they're eating each other, they're killing each other, and throwing out.
And the dog. As soon as there was a dog, I'm like, why every time in any movie a dog shows up, it's going to die?
Because people know. Because writers, I will say this. I think writers know that there's no downside to a dog, really,
But you can still get some sensitivity and some...
Yeah. There's no downside. So if you kill the dog, everybody's going to hate whoever killed the dog.
Can't do it. Yeah. Actually, at the beginning of John Wick, this is what I do now. I have my movie screener.
She's never seen John Wick.
It starts, he goes, great movie, you got to watch this. And I said, the dog shows up, and I said, does the dog die? And he goes, no, you just got to watch it. And I said, no, you tell me right now, does the dog die? And I made him tell me, and then we turned it off. Not going to do it. Not getting sucked in anymore.
After Old Yeller, that's it.
Right? That was a turning point in my childhood. That happened right before my parents did the Post-it
note
thing.
Disney used to fuck us up.
Yeah.
From Bambi
and Old really Yeller. Like, whoa, I did
the racism of Song of the South. Come on, man. Disney,
Bugs Bunny.
Disney damaged some of us growing up, and they don't even realize it. They still kind of do it. They still try to do it with some of their movies. Not as bad though. The Old Yeller thing was brutal, but it's good art.
No. Oh my gosh! This episode also brought to you by
these guys. Talk about a place.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
So when this is Molecule. When this whole thing started.
Molecule.
In January, when you and I first started hearing about it, which is amazing that our president didn't.
We heard about it December 31st, and they were showing video. They were showing video of Chinese officials shooting buildings with basically whatever was coming out of the fire hoses and Roundup. Yeah.
So
well, I knew some shit was wrong. I said it.
Georgia just found out about it.
Yeah,
2 days ago.
That was amazing.
Turns out that these viruses are little tiny. You can't even see them.
So we should go look at my order date. In fact, after this, while you guys are talking, I'm going to go look and see the date that I ordered these new filters. So we have a Molecule. We keep it in our bedroom.
It's amazing.
We love it. When you guys do pull the filter out, it is disgusting.
It looks like someone crushed up charcoal.
Yeah,
it's really rough. Yeah, but it's also good to know it's working its ass off.
In January, when I heard all of this was going on, I went online and ordered new filters and everything for our Molecule. So if you guys don't have this, they also have the Molecule Mini as well, so you can set up a system in your house. And what it deals with is global air pollution, allergies. I stopped having allergy problems.
The funny thing is that I told her before, you go on the road, we're staying in hotels, your allergies come back within 2 days. And you're sneezing, and you wake up stuffy. She wakes up stuffy.
Yeah.
She's upset. Then we go home. We're in our bedroom for a day. Allergies gone.
Yeah. Used to, in the middle of the night, I would get stopped up and then wake up in the morning with a raging headache and stuff like that. So unlike most air filters, this one actually destroys the pollutants at a molecular level. It uses pico technology, and so it's killing bacteria, mold, viruses, and other pollutants. You guys got to go on their website
By the way,
and read the technology.
It's an acronym. It doesn't mean it kills viruses with some sort of Mexican salsa.
What?
You said pico technology.
PECO, you dummy.
No, it's
Pico.
mole. It's molecule.
MOLEKULE. That's why he calls it molecule. These claims have all been tested by third-party laboratories across the country. So that's why when I first heard about this virus, I was like, we need new filters. We've got backup in the cabinet too. So you guys, right now they're doing a killer deal, and what better time? This is another company like the ones that I was saying during this whole thing, and your home so much.
Right.
So right now, you can get 10% off of your first air purifier order. Visit molekule.com, and at checkout, enter Titus 10.
And here's the thing: we've had this thing in our house for over a year now. We had it at our old house, and we have a new house we just bought. I have to be honest; it has changed. I'm just used to it, because now when we go to a hotel or something, we're on the road. I'm like, it smells weird in here.
Here's my question for the people that own Molecule.
It just really works.
So they have the large one, like the one that's in our bedroom, and then they have the Molecule Air Mini. And you can either, if you live in a small apartment, then you could just use the Mini, or if you have several rooms, depending on the size of the room, you can create a bundle, right? Could we take the Mini 2 hotel rooms in our suitcase? We could, right?
How many is the?
It's small. It's really small.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, is it like a?
It's like the
Alexa,
same.
Like a.
Yeah, it's a little wider, but yeah.
I think we should get that. I wouldn't mind that. I'd throw it in my luggage. I don't have as much clothes as you.
Oh my gosh, it's makeup and hair products. Pico, I looked it up on their talking points. Photo, electrochemical, oxidation.
All right.
Not
anyway. Salsa.
So molecule.com, checkout, enter Titus 10. You get 10% off your first order, which we're going to go get the Mini.
And it works.
And we can get the Mini like for the other bedrooms. You can get a Mini for the living room. You can set it all up.
Well, if it's Mini, we can just move it.
No, we're creating a bundle.
Could you run the Mini in your car? That might be.
It
none of
plugs
us,
in.
We're
Do
not
you
the
have a
boy in the
plug?
bubble. I mean, this thing cleans the air so well. I mean, we leave the other one going all
It
the
does
time.
clean the air really
It's
well.
pretty
It's
amazing.
crazy, especially after we have fires. The last time, time before last, we
that was nuts.
emptied the filter after the fire was so close to our house.
Yeah.
So the weird thing was this: the fires were hitting. We lived up in the hills at the time. The fires were going crazy. We let this thing run, and we landed off the plane in L.A. during the fires. The entire San Fernando Valley smelled like smoke. You've smelled it, where you're like, something's on fire.
You could just walk outside.
You just can't get rid of it.
Over the hill, like on the other
Can't
side of
see
Los
the
Angeles,
sun.
you could smell it.
Can't see the sun. Walked into the house. House didn't smell like smoke at all.
It was your idea. You said you should check the filter on that.
Yeah.
And we pulled it out, and it was black.
Yeah.
And
So it
the
works.
stuff, it was your like charcoal that kind of shook off of it, that it had pulled out of the.
That's
it's
impressive that it didn't
craziness.
overpower
It's a
the
good thing,
unit. Like
No, and you know it's
kept
cool
up with
too.
it.
I control mine from the app on my phone. So
We can clean the house before we get there. If we're like traveling, we can just set it up to go on, and then it'll actually clean the house of pollutants and the like before we get there.
and what have you.
what
Anyway,
have you.
2 killer companies for what we're all dealing with right now.
Right. You know what? Let's don't talk anymore about what's going on. Let's do the crazy news. We gonna do crazy news.
I don't have any news.
You're gonna find it though. You just go to crazy.
I
Stupid
know,
News.
but it's everything's so bad. Everything is
silly,
crazy news.
But these are silly news though. Yeah, no.
What are you? I didn't get to.
Weird news.
You never said what you were doing to get through isolation.
Oh.
How often do you have Wyatt?
So I'm in the middle of moving.
You are?
That's still. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's boxes, and I had to pull things out of storage.
I
and
thought you were staying where you were.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
to get her things
Got
out,
it. Okay.
You know, you have to kind of,
we'll move on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you won't.
I know.
No, you won't.
Right.
Well, then we'll do straggles on Sunday. No.
But we got the essentials.
3 weeks later,
I know,
you're
right?
still driving every night after work.
I'm still bringing things over every night.
Exactly.
Yeah, but not the major things are done, and most of it's done. I'm not lifting couches and beds anymore.
So you're busy.
I'm busy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's the little detail things.
How crazy are you going to go when this is all over?
I don't even
look out. When's the Prince party?
He's just going to disappear.
We had to postpone the Prince party.
We had to postpone the Prince party. We had to postpone the Prince party. We will be doing the Prince party.
Can BMW Huffing Book say that?
The Prince party, that little funky man, was discontinued. We were discontinued, and some booty shaking was put to a halt. But sooner or later, we will have to get funky and have the Prince party. Yes.
I wanted him to say
I
wanted him to say Prince party has been postponed.
The Prince party has been postponed.
The little funky man.
But come find me in the purple rain.
Do you have a monocle? What is that?
Can't you see him? He's never met BMW Huffing
BMW Huffing Book was
what's his last name?
Huffing Book.
my
He was
Huffing Book.
created in the very beginning of the podcast.
Stuntman Tommy used to he would love to go to the BMW dealership and sniff the brochures.
The books.
Yeah, sure.
He would huff
fancy
BMW
He would huff
books.
the BMW book. So we
BMW Huffing Book. It seems to me that the stimulus, because rich people, especially men, need to be stimulated, will be $500 billion will be used with no oversight whatsoever. So I am expecting a check. I will leave it in my underwear drawer. Oh, my valet will.
Oh, he's amazing. I don't know. None of this is interesting. It all has to do with coronavirus.
Let's see any weird facts with the did you see that breathing thing that people are telling you to do?
Yeah.
Chris Cuomo came out, people, and J.K. Rowling put the same thing up. This helped them. If you get this, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are watching that will get this. You have to do this. You hold your breath. You take a deep breath all the way. Hold it for 5 seconds. Breathe out, and then you do that 5 times. On the 5th one, you hold it for 5 seconds, and then cough. It loosens up. It oxygenates your lungs. You're going to feel lightheaded. It does loosen up the stuff in your lungs. And then if you're really sick and have fever, lay on your stomach when you do it, because the back of your lungs has so much more surface area. You want gravity to take the mucus and snot off of it so you can breathe. Also, Chris Cuomo said don't lock down in bed. Even if you have a fever, when you can, get up, walk around, do something. Keep your body moving. Keeps your lymphatic system moving, and it's got to fight this thing, because these little fuckers will kill you. There's people. Boris Johnson, the president of England, is in intensive care, and the news is getting. When the news gets weird, like when they start going, well, he's been moved to intensive care, but everything's going well. We've deputized his second. And hold on, what? And all these little hints start to point out that he's dying.
Yeah. His will has been issued.
Exactly. His wife's dating a new man now, but that'll
His
only
wife
go
just
until
bought
he
a
recovers entirely. Well,
new insurance policy was.
She's getting obliged by somebody else.
Good recall.
Thank you.
Recall.
Call back, but thank you.
Call back.
Same thing.
Good recall.
What is this new thing that people are now saying that coronavirus was caused by 5G?
Oh, my God.
My friend sent me a half-hour video and was like, you have to watch this.
Here's the thing about dumb people. When you give dumb people science, they're like, that seems kind of complicated. I know what it is. It's the cell phones. Mm-hmm. Cell phones is causing coronavirus. Mm-hmm. Let me point it out to you. First of all, you got a cell phone, right? What did you do? You took that cell phone to the bar. You had a couple of drinks. Did you order a beer? That's right. You had corona. Boom, coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. But they're also saying, look, all the hospitals are empty. Look at this.
That
nobody's
too.
here.
Yeah.
Look, what is that about?
You moron.
They're showing the closed spot, not the place that's got the triage. Fucking
that
idiot.
And go to New York. Go to the places that are having their
have
peak
it.
right
Yeah.
now. It's coming. It'll be there
Yeah.
soon. But I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, stay tuned. Go now. 'Cause it's- while you can still get in.
All of New York is still there.
a British man is thwarting the whole lockdown. He ran a marathon in his backyard. It was his 32nd birthday on Wednesday.
In his backyard?
Yes. So he ran. This was in Cheltenham, England. He did a full marathon in his backyard.
How did he measure? Did he
I was gonna
measure
say,
it? Like,
how's
is
that
it-
possible? Huh?
And how
You
big
just-
is his backyard? Is it just
It's
a-
not
knees
very
up?
big, but it's little with the fence around it. But you could just wear your Apple Watch and track it.
I can't imagine anything more maddening
There's
than
video
running tiny
of him.
circles in my backyard.
I was thinking he was just doing this. Just knees up.
There-
Yeah, knees up, high knees.
Yeah, doing high knees.
for 26 miles. No.
He videoed it and put it on Twitter, and he raised money for charity while he did it. He live streamed it. So, and then periodically neighbors poke their heads over the fence to give him encouragement. Go on now. That's right. Nice job.
Well, Nigel, keep it going. Right.
He has a small patio. It's 20 feet long. So,
So he just went back and forth?
yeah.
8 billion times.
I'm running a marathon, damn it. That's
the
what I'm
patio's
doing.
gone. The patio's just
Also-
worn away.
There's just a
It's
big
just-
concrete. There's just a ditch.
yeah,
Just
it's like
worn away.
this trench. that he just
There's
dug.
also a bobblehead of Dr. Anthony Fauci coming out soon.
Awesome.
So,
Do you ever see all these Trump people that are saying, get Fauci out of there? You know,
Why?
you know what I've tried to figure out?
Because he contradicts Trump.
Well, we've asked this question over and over. Why? We have a country that is so convenient. I mean, you don't have to get out of your car to get food anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the store. You self checkout. You can do so. We're so used to having anything all the time that people don't want to hear when hard things happen. So when Fauci goes, "Hey, we're screwed for 2 months, guys. We're locked down." No one wants to hear that.
Expert on infectious diseases. When the
And
other day,
they're like, "This guy's full of shit. Get him out of there, Trump."
the other day, they reported that the Trump administration was arguing. I think that was the Chiron with Dr. Fauci and his team, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you ever? When he's the guy, he's the one.
They're the ones
There
that are
can
like,
be only
this is
one.
just a flu. Why are we even worried about this?
The house is on fire. The firemen showed up, and you went, "No, don't use water. No. It'll be fine."
So a Washington State man led police on a high-speed chase last Sunday. He may have not actually technically been driving when officers pulled him over after his 96 Buick crashed. He was in the passenger seat and his dog was in the driver's seat.
Well, wait a second.
He's facing several charges, including DUI, reckless driving, hit and run, felony eluding. He struck 2 vehicles. When they finally got him to stop, the pit bull was behind, and the guy was
So
in
he
the
threw the
passenger
dog
seat.
up into the.
No, they said while the car was going, he was in the passenger seat helping. Well, I guess he
dog
wasn't
steering.
helping. He was just steering from over here.
And how is a 96 Buick?
He was going to
Titus?
let his
yeah.
dog
How's that
go
outrunning the
down.
cops? Come on.
Well, not only that, but the dog the dog basically is going to be witness for the state. The dog is basically said, "I don't know."
He says he told the cops when he was finally pulled over that he was trying to teach his dog how to drive. The trooper
Because
said,
I'm an alcoholic.
"The trooper said I've been a trooper for almost 12 years and I've never heard this excuse." They sent the little girl dog to the local animal shelter, which sucks. But actually, to get her away from him was probably not a bad idea. But he was going to throw his dog under the Buick, so to speak.
Ooh, boom.
Wow, very nice. So you get your dog. So I could picture. Now I've done that
That
before.
joke made me howl.
I've put I put Chaplin on the wheel and had him like put his hands on and took a picture of him. But I would never let him drive. And what
You
is
would
your
never
thought?
let him drive?
No,
Is that
I
what
mean
you
he
just
wants to
said?
drive all the time. And the little one, man, Groucho really wants to drive.
Yeah, like that. Right.
But Groucho would just look out the window the whole time.
It's like Trump. That's Trump. Maybe it's
Exactly. Trump
dog-
had his dew claws removed.
my imaginary dog is driving.
A truck stuffed with toilet paper caught on fire in a Texas interstate.
not now. No.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Dumped toilet paper everywhere, flaming toilet paper. The driver is
People were
okay.
still rushing to get the.
Yeah. Putting it
Yep.
out, stomping it out.
I will singe my butthole.
I'm so glad that you have been
Singe
obsessed
is a
with
good name for a metal band,
Costco.
too.
Yeah.
Singe.
Singe.
Flaming toilet paper.
Flaming toilet paper.
We
That's
skipped
the
right
first
over
Flaming
that.
TP, FTP.
Flaming toilet paper opens for singed. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
All right,
with flaming toilet paper.
them out to the crowd.
We've been flaming TP, and now singe. Relating to your butthole.
No. There's articles every time I click on something that is talking about how Trump has a financial stake in that drug. It's crazy.
Yeah, hydrochloroquine. He actually owns. He's got a
It's
financial stake.
hydroxychloroquine.
Whatever it is. Yeah, don't take whatever I said.
The hits just keep coming with this guy.
And
Just
the
keeps
thing is,
coming.
here's the thing is that I tweeted out something yesterday. I was like, when do we march?
Trump's three.
Yeah, 'cause if we keep
Trump's
taking this
three.
shit-
Let me just nail this down because people fake news. Trump has 3 different family trusts that, as of last year, each had investments in a mutual fund whose largest holding is Sanofi.
Which is the company that's making the drug
It's the
hydrochloroquine.
French drug maker that makes
you guys hear
Plaquenil,
that?
which is the brand name version of hydroxychloroquine.
Our president
All 3 of his trusts.
is using his 330 million viewers press conferences to whore a drug that we don't know if it works or not, and he's got millions of dollars invested in the company. So if it doesn't work and you idiots buy it, Trump makes money. Do you get that? This guy is out for one thing: to screw everybody but himself. Hey, by the way, it's not personal. He just wants to. He just doesn't give a shit. It's not personal. He's not trying to hurt you. He's just like, I'm just going to do it for me. Fuck everybody. I've never had a president that had fuck everybody. That's not the guy we want.
Yeah.
Let's elect a businessman. He'll handle it. Yeah, how's that going for everybody? Good? Working out? Awesome.
Can we social distance march? Is that, is that something we could do?
This far apart.
It'll look
Pablo
like his inauguration.
Escobar's
Look awesome.
You know?
Pablo
Look at
Escobar's
little Nazis.
cocaine hippos. He had 4 hippos. Sorry,
they were called the
He
cocaine
had
hippos?
80 hippos descended from the 4 that he owned. So he had 4. They were set free after his death. They are now 80, a group of them that are descended from those 4 cocaine hippos.
Is it a herd of hippos?
They are accused of wreaking havoc on the local ecosystem, but people are now finding that they are helping to restore the ecological functions that were lost thousands of years ago due to human-driven extinctions. They are playing a role. Cocaine hippos. Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos
By the way,
After Singe.
nobody had this bet. Nobody
are
had
playing roles, a biological role similar to that of mammoths, giant sloths, and giant wombats during the late Pleistocene period, which was about 116,000 to 12,000 years ago.
What are they doing? Like stomping the ground, making things. What are they doing? How is it helping?
Everything, but it's making everyone angry. But it turns out it's actually better for the ecosystem.
By the way, this is really weird that like
They're polluting the lakes with their feces.
right.
Hippo poop is, never mind, I'm not even going
So
to read
hippo
that.
poop. Come on. What is it
Hippo
about?
poop,
Hippo
actually, that's the, it's like the open micer for Singed
Right,
and
right, right.
Flaming
That's it,
TP.
right.
The first man, we have to open it. We all had to open hippo poop. Get out there.
All right, everybody.
Keep your dial
We're
tuned
Hippo
to-
poop.
Here, I'd like to fling one out. Just trying. Poor bastard.
I don't know.
Our first good gig was opening for Flaming Toilet Paper at the Singe.
I just had to read a story about Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos, but yeah, they're actually. Thank you, Pablo Escobar.
Have you guys noticed in your area that the air is cleaner? And when you're seeing these news reports of the water's clearing up, and I think now at the beginning it was really prevalent. I think it's calmed down because I think the companies that want to pollute don't want it out. That when we stopped fucking doing shit, everything cleaned up and cleaned up pretty quick.
Yeah. So there's a silver lining. Okay.
Well, if we can track it, I just want to say to everybody, please stay safe, social distance, stay away from people. The only way this works is if we actually stay apart from each other and don't catch it. That's how we lock it down. If someone has it, separate them, make sure they're taken care of, but don't get near them. South Korea, we were looking at they had the thing up, the graph up of which all this, we're at the top, by the way. Yeah, we're at the top. It's like all the curve, we're just starting to curve, but we're at the top. We're above Spain, England, and Italy. Yeah. That's how bad it's going for us. Down at the bottom, South Korea, who got notified the exact same way, dude, it just goes, it goes, whoot, whoot.
Yeah.
And in South Korea, their factories are working, their stores are open, people are out in public because they did the job. Moron McMoronstein, our guy, doesn't seem to quite get it. So if someone gets sick, isolate them till they get better. If you're not sick, stay home. Don't get sick. Let's stop this. If we stop this, we can get back to our normal lives sooner. I don't know when that's going to happen. Dr. Fauci says it's going to be a while. He says we have to ease back into our normal lives. Yeah. So because of that,
until it hits again in the fall,
I'll be doing a comedy special on May 2nd, live from the Combustion Studios. We're going to have a very small audience for timing purposes, but you guys will be able to get it. Go to ChristopherTitus.com in the next couple of days. You'll be able to sign up. It's going to be $10. 30% of that money is going directly to charities. And let's do it. And let's tell everybody else, all right? You'll be hearing a lot about it in the next couple of weeks. And how about a little hand for Rachel and her Armageddon update? They're always so funny and always so good. And so,
all 7 of them?
A year and a half from now when she does another one, just hang around for that long. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. Also, ChristopherTitus.com is the website with all the stuff. And if you want to follow us on social media, Titus Nation on Twitter and Instagram. Also, The Real Christopher Titus on Facebook. If you want to follow Ray
Bradley on Twitter and Instagram. Rachel Bradley on Facebook.
Highlander, you up? Do you have any social media?
Oh, yeah. You could check out my band, The Willing Bureau.
The Willing Bureau.
Yeah.
What's that name about?
Oh, I grew up in a town called Willingboro. So it's a play on the word. The Willing Bureau.
Are you regretting not using hippo poop?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm reconsidering.
Singe, man. Singe is actually a cool. If it's at Singe, I might design a band shirt for a band that doesn't exist because I love that name.
So that you could wear it with your Ed Hardy hat and your Affliction jeans.
Yes.
Burn.
Yes. Listen, I wore out 2 bedazzlers making my own Ed Hardy shirts because they were really expensive for a fucking t-shirt.
They were
like $75-$80 for a t-shirt. Are you kidding me?
For a horrific t-shirt.
At the time it didn't seem horrific.
No, I know.
And then there was a moment. It's
like,
funny
ooh.
because the Ed Hardy thing didn't fade slow. It faded fast.
Yeah, quick. Yeah.
It was one day. We were like, this is the coolest
cool.
shit ever. And then the next thing you're like, oh my God, what am I wearing? It just fell off a cliff. Remember?
Yep.
Do you have any women's fashion that did that? High-waisted jeans.
Didn't Uggs do that, but then came back? Wasn't
Uggs have never gone.
Oh,
they
yeah.
just hang around like herpes. Affliction, Salvage, and Ed Hardy for women too. We were all wearing that too, and it was the coolest thing ever. And then the next day, you were Pauly D. It's like, what the hell happened, right?
Yeah, you're right. I would say that show it killed a lot of cool stuff. Didn't it
really did. Yeah. Anyway, you can't see us, or else I would give you tour dates. But check us out. We'll be back next week,
May 2nd. Also, we are close to the final edit of Bombshell special. We'll have to figure out. We'll keep you guys updated what's going on. Stay tuned. Stay safe. And by the way, people, please, please, please stay inside. Just stay away from people. We can clear this up. I want to get back to work, and I want you guys to be all laughing in a club together. Because we work in a place where basically disease is spread constantly. Can't wait for myself. The lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.
There can be only one.
Until this is over.
That was good.
Bye, guys.
Aww. Someday there'll be 2.
I know.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
A year or 2 or 3 from now until we have our final.
I think the first date with Highlander is going to be like, you gay? You sure?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hang up pictures. Who is attractive?
Yeah. Before the waiter comes over and drops off, go out. You guys want water? Shut up. You gay? And are you sure?
Please fill out
Point
this
on
checklist.
the doll where you want to be touched and by who you want to be touched.
Where can you be obliged?